countdown starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Called it space, the final line. But look at this blue stone spinning under our feet. Oceans hiding whole lost towns, buried under pressure and dark. Frozen edges, white that binds, where the wind forgets our names. Jungles louder than our thoughts, peaks that scratch the breath from lungs. Creatures watching from the leaves that we still don't have a word for. Maybe Earth is the frontier, not the stars we're rushing to. We're a tiny wild miracle, with the sky we see right through. We keep looking out for answers, while they circle in the tides down here. Space feels so far, the strangest world is near. Still we build our silver darts, throw them at the dark between suns. Listen for a distant voice calling from a different dawn. They might come on threaded light, tendrils, faces we can't read, shaking even steady hands, cracking every old belief. They might say the word, you're not alone like you thought you were. And in one collapsing breath, every border loses shape. Maybe Earth is the frontier, not the stars we're rushing to. We're a tiny wild miracle, with the sky we see right through. We keep looking out for answers, while they circle in the tides down here. Space feels so far, but the strangest world is near. If they land this year, on a field, on a shore, in our field, will we see what they see? A fragile circle hanging free. If they ask us where we are, pointing past us to the dark, will we name the distant suns, or the only home we're living on? Maybe Earth is the frontier, not the stars we're rushing to. We're a tiny wild miracle, with the sky we see right through. We keep looking out for answers, while they circle in the tides down here. Space can open every door, but this blue frontier is what they're coming for.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. I love pseudo.com. $10 a month. You can create 1,000 songs. I'm going to get 5 done in a month. Hey, folks, this is me, Randy Rhodes. I have, dropped the kernel for identification purposes. I was getting some complaints from some people who watch my show, and they want to know why. And I tell them why, and they say that's not good enough. So it's for purposes for what I'm doing here, it doesn't matter to me. You know who I am. I know who I am. The guys in the white jackets, they know who I am. They just don't know where I live yet. Oh, yeah. Anywho, why are we here today? We're here for my own personal joy. Hey, Zachary, how you doing? Today, Zach, we are talking about, besides, there are two things, there are actually three things that are near and dear to my heart: my wife, my daughter, my son, my grandkids, my doggy, my cats, and my brother. Yeah. Next to that is genealogy. I love to search for people's historical families, and I'm finding some really good stuff for my clients. If you want your stuff done and you want it done and very affordable and a very good job, reach out to me. I got a couple slots open. But I'm also my other very big favorite subject: UFOs. You got it. Flying saucers, unidentified flying objects. I have one very small experience when I was very small, very young. We lived in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I was young. I was 5, 6, 7 years old. I don't know what the car was. They had it back in the day. My dad had his car, and it was almost all glass. Like there's a big ass back window, the big windows on the side, the big windshield, right? So a lot of glass. And we're driving through Lancaster County, and I happen to look up. What the heck is that? It was a flying saucer. I didn't say anything, but I saw one. Now, say what you will. Colonel Sanders never dropped the title. Yeah, but Colonel Sanders made a shitload more money than I did, and his fried chicken is really good. And it's been a long time since I had Colonel Sanders fried chicken. Oh, my God. Oh, man. You just made me hungry for Kentucky Fried Chicken. Anyways, so there's a guy I follow on Facebook. He has a program. He has a program called The Why Files. Okay. And what he does is people send him stories, besides his own people who are doing research for him. And he does his due diligence. He researches first the people, their story, their witnesses, and he produces this really good show he includes videos, pictures, documentaries, and so forth, okay? At the end of the show, the last 15 minutes, he spends time saying, now, what I just presented to you today, was that real? And then he debunks it, and he tears it apart, if he can. I'm going to show you a small clip of something that I saw a couple of days ago. And it's about a gentleman who had a very an incredible experience. Him, his son, 3 friends were out fishing, and they saw flying saucers and actually aliens. I'm not going to show you the entire thing. I'm going to show you this one part of it that makes sense to my very brief broadcast today. But the guy also suffered from Crohn's disease. So through his experience with these creatures, his Crohn's disease mysteriously is healed. In the story, from witnesses and cameras and so forth, a video crew, his dog somehow got hurt, was bleeding to death, and this guy, because of his experiences with the aliens, was able to heal his doggy. It was on video. They have it. He also has this personal connection where he claims that he can reach out to them through his mental capacity, and they'll send ships to him. That's also been proven. News cameras went out, and a news team went out, and they were outside, and they filmed it, and they actually saw what he was talking about. So the guy is valid, okay? So I want to show you this one part, a very small part of this 2-hour-long interview with this guy. And I'm going to show you some videos also from the Pentagon and from Congress. We'll talk a little bit, and then you tell me in the comments sections, if you guys are watching, Let me know what you think, what you feel. Is all this bullshit, or whatever. But this is the year. Okay, I got some other things come on. Okay, so let me just play this one part. Let's bring this up, make it bigger. Bump and bring it into the screen here. And so this is the Y files. Okay. And he just asked a question about has his story been proven? So he's asking the individual, has your experience been proven? Okay. If it plays. I may have had to pause too long. No. I may have paused too long for the show.
Well, that was part of what she gave me when she came in 2012.
Did it start with Nellie?
It started with my dog, Nellie, yeah. And believe it or not, she came back in 2013. It didn't happen the first year in 2012. 2013, she came back. And she told me on 2013 about
listen.
The thing with Iran and Israel. So it was 2013 is when I first got that information. And that's the year that I was asked to put it in writing to the Pentagon.
What did she see between Iran and Israel?
She said, when you see Israel and Iran begin to exchange missiles, and I saw them in vision, they give you telepathic, you see, it's like looking at a television, really. That's what it kind of looks like. She said, when you see these happen, that's when we're going to come in and we're going to start waking up the population. We're going to reveal ourselves, which will change the consciousness of people. So all this new knowledge is about disclosure. It's about consciousness, and they're going to make it happen because it tames people. It opens us up. It turns us into psychic beings. It gives us power. A lot of things this does.
All right, we'll get back to that in a little bit. Can you just start with Nellie? It's such a touching story. Then what happened?
Now here's about the dog.
This is how this went down. 2013,
and there are pictures of all of this.
Yeah, there's witnesses, a lot of witnesses. So 2013, Easter, she comes. 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after Easter, this journalist, UFO, is a UFO researcher out of Canada, good friend of mine, a guy I really have a lot of liking for, is Grant Cameron. Grant is on the way from Congress. They were doing this mock Congress thing in Washington, and he calls me, he says, I'm going to Florida to do an event down there and would love to stop on the way and visit you. I said, why don't you come stay the night? He says, okay. Comes, he stays 2 days. He goes to Florida. He calls me on the way back, and he's like, man, can I just stop back by? I'd like to at least take pictures of the burning tree.
This is real.
I was there.
A tree that was struck by the aliens.
Something else that happened right after the lady come. I'll show you this. I have the video of it.
There's so many biblical connections to this story.
Yeah, true. It's a true story. We have it on video. And I'll get back to Grant and Nellie, right? Yep. So in October of 2013, October that year, October of 2012, 2012, because Grant come on 2013, right? October of 2012, right after the lady comes, she came in April, here it is, October. It had been raining for 2 days. My wife and I and children were living next to my dad on a 6-acre property, right? 600 feet deep property and probably 500 feet wide or something.
Okay, so I'm going to get out of this one. Like I said, it's a very lengthy video, but what he's saying is that he had many, many different experiences with these aliens over a period of time, and still does today. And it's all been recorded. It's all on video. He went to Pentagon. He was NASA. They all tried to debunk him. They couldn't. They had video. They have video of everything he talks about. So this guy is valid. what they're trying to say is in the Bible, there are very many, a lot of verses that when you read it, it sounds like it's just talking about like burning chariots, the tree that's on fire that doesn't go out, different kinds of creatures and so forth, all kind of referring to alien creatures. So there are those who believe that the alien creatures from these flying saucers are actually fallen angels or demons. And they're trying to come here to convince us that they're actually aliens, like a space alien from another planet, to get us to invite them in and to accept them, taking us away from God. So that's one aspect of it. I'm not sure if I can buy into that. I still like the idea that these are creatures that God made, created universes, and He created Earth and He created man. But all these other things going on, I need more evidence to suggest that they are actually fallen angels. Now, we do know that the UFOs, unidentified flying objects, or I think they call them UAPs now, they're valid. I got some videos here from the Pentagon and Congress that talks about them. We cannot chase them down. There's one senator talks about an underwater city that's been proven that it's the Navy has seen it, has video of it. Our submarines can't keep up with the spacecraft that's flying. That's underwater. The size of 2 football fields. It is all there. It's all proven. And let's get going here.
In possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years.
And where?
I know the exact locations, and those locations were provided to the Inspector General.
Has any of the activity been aggressive, been hostile in your reports?
I know of multiple colleagues of mine that got physically injured, and the activity. And I got
by UAPs or by people within the federal government?
Both.
If you were me, where would you look? Titles, programs, departments?
I'd be happy to give you that in a closed environment. I can tell you specifically.
And I would say, and I've told people that you have to know where to look. They're not going to divulge it to you because of the classification levels. But if you know where to look and who to talk to, which is exactly what Mr. Gresh can point you, then you have them.
Do you believe that our government is in possession of UAPs?
Absolutely, based on interviewing over 40 witnesses over.
Okay, so that's a very, very short interview with that one there. So what he's saying is that our government, up until this year, and I'll get to that in a minute, has been hiding these things about UFOs, flying saucers, us shooting down spacecraft, us having biologicals, meaning the bodies of the crew members of those particular spaceships, things like that, okay? And our government's hiding it. Now you might say, why would our government want to hide it? Well, if you get into, if you research like I do, you'll find out that there are a lot of CEOs and so forth of large corporations who are benefiting from the technology that's being taken from. This is timely. Hegseth just. I want to see if I can do something here first. Just got a flash. I tell you, my computer is watching me. This got a flash about Pete Hegseth. What did it say? It is pertinent to what we're talking about here. Okay, there's that. Okay, so this just came across, okay? Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the Pentagon is working on identifying and releasing government files related to UFOs and extraterrestrials. We've got our people working on it right now, Hegseth said, when asked by a reporter if he was prepared to potentially declassify such information. He said we're digging into it. Excuse me. Let's see if... He was asked if he thinks the alien exists. Hexas says back, we'll see. I get to do the review and find out along with you. Obviously, the answer to that is correct. So, excuse me. So, yeah, they're making money off the technology and so forth. So they're trying to keep it to themselves because obviously, if they come out to the whole world and say, "Hey, we have them," then the whole world's going to want access to that technology, and then shitload of money goes out the window. So how much you guys saw on Newsmax? There was an interview between a reporter and former President Barack Obama, and he was asked about UFOs and flying saucers, and he said, "Yes, they are." He said, "We do have them. They're not Area 51, but we do have them. We do have the technology. We do have the down spacecraft." When this is a couple of days ago, reporters asked Trump the same question. Did you see the interview? He said, "Yes, I did." And he said that Obama released classified information, which could get him into a lot of trouble. So he was asked, "Do you believe?" He kind of like poo-pooed away from the question. But when he said that, that Obama released classified information, he's going to be in trouble. That's a yes. Okay. I also know that Laura Trump and also know Senator has indicated that Trump has a speech ready that he's going to release sometime this year. I heard as early as August something that he's going to make a speech to the entire world to expose the UFOs as being a reality. So, folks, that is coming. And I think one of the reasons why, too, that I want to show this to you and talk about this, besides the fact that I love it, is the fact that also that we need to prepare ourselves. Okay, we don't know if these guys are coming here are going to be friendly or nice. Again, if you follow the subject, you get an idea that they come on both sides. And let's face it, if we're shooting down someone's spaceships, are they going to like us? They're going to say, "Hey, you killed my brother, you killed my uncle, you killed my aunt," or if they had that kind of, of a family setting with the space aliens. Some people believe they're just robots or drones or something like that they have no real feelings, that they just, they're told what to do and they just do it. So here's this here now. This is CBS News, Texas.
On Capitol Hill, it appears to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at the object that was off the coast of Yemen last year.
But as Charlie D'Agata is about to show us, the mission did not go as planned.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed-out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burleson shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
When a Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid, there's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case, perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment.
So something also that has been apparent with these UFO sightings, that they seem to be uh, whenever there's a combat situation going on, a war, like for example, is happening soon with Israel, Iran, and the United States. Um, it seems that every time something like that is happening or is about to happen, the UFOs start showing up more frequently and start making their self being seen. There's been some UFOs that actually hover over nuclear missile sites, and they actually are able to disable the command structure under the ground that enables those missiles to be launched. They don't want us to launch them nuclear missiles, and that's been very apparent. Depending on what persons you follow, as far as information about the UFOs. Here's another one.
I'll recognize Mr. Nusatelli for his opening statement.
Good morning. Thank you, Chairwoman Luna, Ranking Member Crockett, and members of the task force for giving us the opportunity to testify today. My name is Jeffrey Nusatelli. I'm a former military police officer with 16 years of active duty service in the U.S. Air Force. I'm here today because the American people have both the right and the responsibility to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomenon. That truth remains hidden, classified and silenced by fear, retaliation, stigma, and confusion. Today, we are here to help break that silence. Between 2003 and 2005, 5 UAP incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national security priority. At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. These were historic launches. These facilities were vital, and they were repeatedly visited by UAP. Each incident was witnessed by multiple personnel, documented, investigated, and reported up the chain of command. We sent information up, but we got no guidance down on how to handle these events. I personally witnessed one of these events and investigated others as they occurred. 6 other service members have provided me with the information that I will share with you today. The incursions began on October 14, 2003, when Boeing contractors reported a massive glowing red square silently hovering over 2 missile defense sites. After several minutes, it drifted further east onto the base and vanished over the hills. This event, now known as the Vandenberg Red Square, was referenced by Representative Luna at the first hearing on this topic. Official Air Force records of this event are in possession by Aero and the FBI. Later that night,
I can't believe the sleep apnea pillow exists. So I almost made the.
He goes on, the others go on to testify as well about their experience, and that we should be very much concerned about the possibility of this going on. And like I said, President Trump is supposedly, according to some senators, are supposed to be, and I'll get rid of that screen in a moment. There we go. That we are soon going to be, like I said, getting a speech given by President Trump revealing the reality of spaceships, aliens. There are supposed to be cities underneath our oceans. The Antarctic is supposed to have underground cities. There's all kinds of things out there, some fake, a lot of them are real. So you got to decide for yourself what it is that you want to watch and listen to and take for reality. I believe in them. I believe this is the year that we see them. I just hope that when they show up, that they are friendly. I do know that our planet right now has a lot going on, a lot of wars, a lot of missing children, missing women, missing boys, a lot of combat situations, wars. We need to stop fighting each other and prepare for that which might be coming to us from outer space. We need to put our efforts into weapon systems that will defend ourselves. There's a documentary out, but it's called, it just came out. Disclosure Today, I believe it's called. And it has officials from Pentagon, from NASA, from Congress, from Senate, other experts, a lot of video, a lot of proof of what this broadcast today was about. It's in the movie theaters. I think it still is. I'm not sure if it's available online or not. I do know that when it does become available online, I'm going to get it. And if I can, I'll share it here on Facebook. But with that, I'm going to end with a song I created specifically for today's show. It's going to be similar to the first one because Suno makes 2 copies of a song. I gave it like 8 lines of what I would like to see in it. It created the song and it hit it perfectly. So I'm going to play the song towards the middle. I'll go black. That way I give you guys time to Zach says, if it is true that aliens stopped the U.S. from deploying nukes, then why would the U.S. care if Iran is developing nukes? Okay, so I'm going to read it again. If it is true that aliens stopped the U.S. from deploying nukes, then why would the U.S. care if Iran is developing nukes? And it just goes back. It goes to this, Zach. You know, the government has to go on as if business as usual. Okay, they are aware that the aliens are real. They have been in conversation with them. Okay, we have evidence that they met with one of our presidents back in the day. He was given the choice of eternal life, essentially, but we have to get rid of the nukes. The alien creature says, "We'll give you all the technology, all the weaponry, everything you want to create war." And the president shows that aspect of it. Again, kind of gives you the idea of good and bad, angels and demons. Again, there is that aspect to the conversation. As far as why are we still concerned about nuclear missiles being used? Well, again, we got to go as business as usual. So, it's kind of like, and we know that supposedly the aliens will stop a nuclear war from happening because I think they want our planet. They don't want us to wipe out and so they can't live here. But we have to go on the aspect that let's not have anyone else who are, a government where the government is crazy having nuclear missiles. Only those who have a sense of mind should have retained the missiles silos and missile inventory in case of a attack from Iran or from Russia or China that's going to escalate into a nuclear war. At that point, I think the aliens will step in and say, okay, enough's enough. You guys are out of control. You're like little children with toys. We're going to put a stop to this. That's my personal opinion. Putin keeps threatening a nuclear attack too. Ukraine just hit one of their huge oil depots that supplies oil to Russia, but not only to Russia, but also to Hungary and other countries. And now those countries are affected by the loss of that oil and those refineries. So now they're pissed off at Ukraine. So we're getting closer and closer to more countries being affected in this war, who may become participants in the war, what's going to make it escalate in a broader sense of territory, and which may eventually bring us into it, which may eventually bring the aliens into it. But from what I've been hearing and seeing from officials on high, this is not just gossip. This is like from Congress and from people like that. This is the year. This year is going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to start this music, give people more chance to respond. Zach, I hope to see you come this spring. I still have your tree. It's dormant. It's still here. All I can do is you say the word, and I'll reactivate it, and I'll start working on it again. So here's this second song. It's the second version of the song I created this morning. Hold on a second. Let me just go back. real quick. Oh, it's the same picture. Oh, okay.
We called it space, the final line. But look at this blue stone spinning under our feet. Oceans hiding whole, lost towns, buried under pressure and dark. Frozen edges wide that blinds, where the wind forgets our names. Jungles louder than our thoughts, speaks that scratch the breath from lungs. Creatures watching from the leaves that we still don't have a word for. Maybe Earth is the frontier, not the stars we're rushing to. We're a tiny wild miracle with a sky we see right through. We keep looking out for answers while they circle in the tides down here. Space feels so far, but the strangest world is near. Space feels so familiar. Still we build our silver darts, throw them at the dark between suns. Listen for a distant voice calling from a different dawn. They might come on threaded light, tendrils, faces we carry, shaking even steady hands, cracking every old belief. They might say alone like you thought you were, and in one collapsing breath, every border loses shape. Maybe Earth is the frontier, not the stars we're rushing to. We're a tiny wild miracle with a sky we see right through. We keep looking out for answers while they circle in the tides down here. Space feels so far, but the strangest world is near. If they land this year on a field, on a shore, in our field, will we see what they see? A fragile circle hanging free. If they ask us what we are, pointing past us to the dark, will we name the distant suns or the only home we're living on? Maybe Earth is